Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We just sung this kirtan, one of many composed by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, which comes in the category of Vigyapti, means a prayer calling out for mercy. He's praying, when will that day be mine? When will that day be mine? When my offenses will cease and I'll have taste for pure chanting of the holy name. And in that time, your mercy, he's praying to Krishna, your mercy will shine in my heart. We may also be wondering like this, we may pray like this. There are many among us, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, this Krishna consciousness movement inaugurated by Sri Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has spread all over the world, and many devotees have been practicing for many years and may be wondering, or should be wondering, in the same way, when will that day be mine? Because we hear about the position of pure devotees who are relishing the nectar of Krishna consciousness at every moment. But not all of us attain to that stage very quickly. Actually, it is quick, inasmuch as the very fact that we're chanting Hare Krishna means that we have quickly come to a very high level of spiritual practice. We know from Bhagavad Gita, Manushanang sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhye. Not many people are interested in spiritual advancement. And of those who are, it may take many lives to come to the level of surrendering to Krishna. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavang mang prapadyate. It may take many lifetimes. But all of us who are practicing have at least theoretically come to the level of surrender to Krishna. This whole series of songs in which this Kobe Hobe Bolo Shede Nama comes is in this series of songs which are titled Sharanagati, or the very process of surrendering to Krishna, taking shelter of Krishna. Now, this is the process to come to the level of pure devotional service. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jibe Daya Kari Shaparshad Ashiya Dhama Shaha Avatari Atanta Durlabha Prema Kari Bare Dan Shikai Sharanagati Bhakatera Pran. This series of 50 songs by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur begins with these words, that Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being very merciful upon the fallen jivas of this world, descended into it along with his associates and his own abode of Navadvip Dham, and to teach the people how to attain to the level of that very rarely attained prem that is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the highest level of love of Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates teach the process of Sharanagati. So it's a very big topic, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur outlines that in this series of songs. Many are autobiographical. It's very personal. He's singing about his own life, his own struggles, and he's taking the part of a conditioned soul who is trying to be Krishna conscious. So we can all relate to that, I think. We're trying to be Krishna conscious. We've heard of the level of pure devotion. We know the process. We're following the process. But we're just wondering, when is it really going to happen to me? And this song gives some insights that when will it all come together? When will I actually have taste for chanting the holy names in purity? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives the formula here that when we become free of all offenses, then we will have taste for purely chanting the holy names. But to become free of offenses, we have to try to become free of offenses, but we also need a lot of mercy. So we have to pray for the mercy of Krishna, and at the same time make a conscious effort to become free of offenses. There are many points to be considered. As you were singing this song, you may have recognized in the opening verses that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is paraphrasing several verses from Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Shikshashtakam. In the first of these verses, he paraphrases the well-known prayer of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Churnadapi Sunichena Torori Vasahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Harihi. It's very easy to chant Hare Krishna. How do we chant Hare Krishna in such a way that we get prem? That it actually happens? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself teaches that Ki babe nama loile pai premadon. How does that verse go? What is the method? Premerudoi. What is the method that pure love for Krishna will actually arise in our hearts? And then he gives the answer himself. Churnadapi sunechena. One has to chant, thinking oneself totally insignificant, always willing to give respect to others, never desiring respect for oneself. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of Krishna constantly. So that's the first clue. We may hear about the level of love of God, where that's also mentioned here in one of the later verses. Pulokita Deha God Bachon. This is also paraphrasing another of the Shikshashtaka verses. There will be bodily transformations. The hairs of the body will stand on end. The voice will become choked. The body becomes pale. And all these, the tears are flowing from the eyes. like torrents of rain, all these symptoms, because the heart is full of pure love for Krishna when we chant the holy names. But that doesn't happen unless we are chanting in absolute humility, with a mood of total surrender, able to tolerate all the difficulties of this world, wanting to give respect to others, not desiring respect for ourselves. So all these things are not only possible, but it should happen. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants us to come to this level. He comes to this world to teach us the process by which we can come to this level. But we have to become more humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, ready to give respect to others, and not desiring respect for ourselves, and chanting. It may seem very difficult. I think you all know this verse, is it? Would you like to chant that? Trinadapi sunichaina taroriva sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So we all know the verse. Is it easy? Sometimes it seems like the most difficult thing. If we're asked to chant Hare Krishna, it's very easy. Hare Krishna. You can all say Hare Krishna. You don't like to chant Hare Krishna. Oh, I'm sorry. What did I do to you? I think you were all chanting before I came. Now you don't like to chant. See the effect of bad association. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'll try and say something which I learned from Srila Prabhupada. Maybe it's milk touched by the lips of a serpent. But anyway, excuse me, I'm trying to say something which may benefit myself at least. It's easy to say, but how are we ever going to get that kind of consciousness? Well, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving the clue here. It's possible by mercy and cultivating this mood. That's why it's important to read Srila Prabhupada's books carefully. It's one reason. And to imbibe this mood. There are other points also. Dhana jana ara, kabita shundari, and not wanting anything of this world. What would you do if you were given... Anyone here has 1 crore of rupees in property or anything? Anyone? You probably don't want to show if you do. Must be someone. No, they don't come to a... Anyone know someone who is crorepati? Must be. Yeah, everyone knows. So, what would you do if you were given 100 crores of rupees? Would you be happy if someone gave you 100 crores of rupees? Would you like that? You're going, no, but I don't believe you actually. I think you'd like that. You like the idea. Then I wouldn't have to work. Do you have a good job? Anyone here has a good job? You like your job? You know, people say they like their job. I don't believe them. You wouldn't do it if you weren't getting money. They're always trying to convince you how you have to like your job. But probably for most of us, getting so much money would actually be very bad for us. Damn headache for having so much money. What to do with it all? I wouldn't have a problem. You can give me 100 crores if you want. I have no problem with it. I wouldn't keep it. I can spend it. There's so many things to do in Krishna's service. In 1 crore. Anyone to give me a crore of rupees? Anyone? You can give. I can get rid of it immediately. No problem. You're welcome. Lakh of rupees? Yeah, many of you can give a lakh, right? If you all give a lakh, maybe we get up to 1 crore. Seems like a big thing to you. If you give me 1 lakh of rupees, I'll spend it better than you can spend it. Because I'll use it all in Krishna's service. And what will you use it for? Perfume? Lipstick? I'm not going to look at the women. Nail polish? And women like nail polish. Better use money for Krishna. Then nail polish is probably made from dead cows anyway, by the way. Anyway, that's not the subject of our talk. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, I don't want money, don't want followers, don't want to be popular, don't want a beautiful woman. Whoa! Well, if you get 100 crores, you could maybe get a beautiful woman too. They'd come looking for you. They're not looking for you now. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I don't want anything that in relation to the happiness of the body. I don't even want liberation. I just want pure devotional service at the lotus feet of you. Gaura Hari, birth after birth. Can we pray like that? We can pray. We should learn to pray. If you were told that you had to come back and work in Dubai life after life, what about that? Would you rather go back to Godhead? Anyone? I think I'd rather go back to Godhead. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying that I may have to take birth after birth. Birth means working in Dubai, maybe working in, maybe you have to take birth in Palestine next time. Who would like to take birth in Palestine next time? Anyone? Any takers? No. What about worm in stool? No? Anyone? Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Kita janma hao jata tua das, bahimukha brahma janme nahi ash. Even if I have to take birth as an insect, may I be your servant. I don't want to be a Brahma if I'm inimical to you, Krishna. It's to say I don't care if I'm born again and again and again. If we understand the implication of that, it's a very difficult thing to pray for. Very hard. Anyone here have any problems? Anyone? Anyone has any problems? Silly question, isn't it? Everyone has so many problems. Birth in this world means problems. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur had so many problems in his life. You can read from this Sharanagati series. But still he's praying, birth after birth. May I have causeless devotional service to your lotus feet. This kind of attitude is pure devotional service. It's not easy, but that is what we are supposed to be aiming at. Then it is possible to experience the pure bliss of Krishna consciousness. But we can't have both. At some point, preferably the sooner the better, we have to let go of our material desires, material attachments. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying for the mercy of this. Then he's praying, Kobe Navadipe, Shuradhuni Tote, Gaur Nityananda Bali Nishkapote, Nachya Gaya, Bairaibo Chute, Batule Pride Charya Bicha. He's praying for the mercy that when in Navadvip, on the bank of the Ganga, calling out the names without any show or pretense, calling out the names, Gaur Nityananda, singing and dancing, running around here and there, like a madman, not caring what others think. This is the perfection of life. Are we ready for that? Kabe Nitya, then when will Lord Nityananda be merciful to me and clear out all this illusion of wanting to enjoy the objects of this world? You like to pray like that? We're praying to Lord Nityananda. We're praying, what are we doing? We're praying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada explained this means, O Krishna, O energy of Krishna, please engage me in your service. But to be engaged in our service, in the service of Radha and Krishna, means we have to be free of material desires and attachments and be fully attached to Krishna, chanting the holy names purely. So we're aspiring for that day. When we're chanting Hare Krishna, we're aspiring for that day. We should be. Then Nityananda Prabhu, when we're ready to accept his gift of freeing us from all material desires and attachments, then he will give us fully the shade of his lotus feet. And then he will give us the adhika, the eligibility, stamp of approval to actually preach Krishna consciousness. And then, how are we going to get that taste for the holy name? Bhaktivinoda Thakur is again giving us the kind of attitude that we need. Kinibo, lutibo, harinama rosh, nam roshe mati, hoibo bibosh. We have to be prepared to purchase it, the taste for the holy name, steal it. Somehow we have to get feeling for the holy name. And then we become as if stunned by the holy name. We become under the control of the holy name. This is in the next song of Sharanagati that is outlined. Krishna Nam Dhare Koto Bol. But this Kinibolu Tibo, this is somewhat paraphrasing the important teaching of Srila Rupa Goswami. Krishna bhakti rasa bhavitamati kriyate yadi katopi labhyate tatra lolyam api mulyam ekalam tatra lolyam api mulyam ekalam jamma koti sukritaya na labhyate. Rupa Goswami teaches that the taste, the nectar of pure devotion to Krishna is available. But there's a price we have to pay. And the price is greed to attain it, which is not available even in millions of lives of mundane pious activities. So what is the possibility to get that? That again, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Roshera Roshik Charana Parasha Karya Majibo Roshayaniba if I can touch the lotus feet of devotees who are actually on that level, then by their mercy I can be absorbed in the taste for tasting the nectar of the holy name. It's a very important part of Vaishnava culture to touch the lotus feet of pure devotees. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur discouraged people in general from doing so. And our own Srila Prabhupada did so also. He was very, Gorky Shardas Babaji Maharaj discouraged it. But he allowed Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati to do it. In other words, that should be allowed for those who don't want to simply dump their sins on the sadhu, but to take the gift of pure devotional service. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur is singing, Kobe jibe doya hoibe udoy, nija sukha bhuli, shudin hridoy, bhakati binod karya binoy, shri agya tahal karibe pracha. Then he's praying, he's been praying for the mercy. When will I get the mercy to relish the holy name? But then he's thinking that if we can get such mercy, then we should be merciful to others and giving up all thoughts of our own happiness. How will I be happy? Generally people are thinking to be happy by money and so many objects of sense gratification. But there's another kind of happiness, the happiness of Krishna consciousness. But that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is thinking, well, I shouldn't even think about my own happiness in Krishna consciousness. I should think how to benefit the poor suffering jivas who are devoid of knowledge of Krishna consciousness. So ultimately, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying very humbly to become a preacher of Krishna consciousness. And we can also pray in this way, when will that day be mine? We should aspire for that. Always aspire for attaining pure devotional service. That's why we are practicing. Always remember, we have to come to the point of pure devotional service, relishing the holy names of Krishna and trying to do what we can to help others to relish the holy names also. This is just one of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs. I've been through it very briefly, and it has that important lesson for all of us to always aspire. When will that day be mine? When can I get beyond all this just going on chanting without really getting absorbed in it? When can I really come to that stage? We should pray for that mercy. So Hare Krishna, if anyone would like to make any question, you're welcome to do so.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you for the wonderful lecture. I just had one question. Today being the Vyas Puja of Srila Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj as well.
Is it? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Today? Oh yeah, Vyasa Puja, I see. Not Disappearance Day.
Vyas Puja.
Yeah, Disappearance was February or something like that.
Yes, Maharaj. So I just wanted to ask this question, which was asked from Srila Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj and His Grace Aindur Prabhu as well, which is that how do you get taste for the holy name? And they said,
how do we get taste for the holy name? Well, that we've been talking about that in the whole talk.
Yeah. So just my question was that they said to cry, but some personal question was that when we think about that we need to cry for the holy name, sometimes it might turn into something which is not really coming from the heart, but sometimes it's sahajiya.
Well, I guess the idea is it should be from the heart. That's there in the nectar of devotion also. We should learn how to cry. But that's true, not imitation. Then the question comes, how can we learn to cry? And the answer is we can get some idea from this song which we just sung. We can't cry for Krishna as long as we're crying for sense gratification. We can't fully cry for Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Maharaj, so you mentioned about the Trinada Pisunichena and you talk about that very briefly. So many times we want to be like that, but it's very, very difficult, as you mentioned. So how to come to that, or how
That's the whole subject of the talk. We have to go on with our practices, pray for the mercy, and always strive to improve. Don't get stuck.
Okay, Maharaj, thank you so much.
You're not satisfied, but it's the process. This is it. You want some blast of energy or something, some Shakti part? This is the process. You have to follow it. Don't be dissatisfied with my answer. You may think, well, I'm already doing that. We have to do it. This is the process. We have to follow it and go on. You think I'm going to say something that you never heard before?
If you can give us some practical...
Practical is you chant Hare Krishna. You follow this process. Hearing and chanting. Do you think there's something else? What's impractical about it? Do you think this process is impractical? Yes, you do. Because you think you need something else. Okay, leave Dubai, go to Vrindavan, chant 3 times 64 rounds a day, and beg food, eat once a day. Okay, do that. You going to do it? No, you're not going to do it.
We'll try, Maharaj.
You have to have faith that this process works, but you have to apply yourself to it. You can't go on cultivating material desires and at the same time expect to get love of God. How seriously are you trying to get rid of material desires? There's no fault in this process. It's perfect. But don't expect that you're going to get it without seriously applying yourself. You may say, well, I am serious. And we have to be more serious. However serious you are, be more serious. Do you take only Krishna Prasad, or do you sometimes eat bread from shops or cakes from shops or any such chocolates? You don't? Well, that's pretty good, because many nowadays think, let's have a little kami food also. That's a big block in spiritual advancement. It's not, I didn't say it, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said it. The unwelcome teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which no one wants to talk about these days. Have you read all of Srila Prabhupada's books?
Reading Maharaj, still.
So go on with it. Have faith.
Faith is there.
Utsahan nischayat, what's the next word?
Dhairyat.
You know, so why don't you apply it in your life?
Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, can I have one more question? Can I ask one more question?
Yeah. So that's it? Oh, you don't want him to ask another question. Okay, you can tell him the answer's already there. Yeah, okay. He'll give you the answer.
Hare Krishna. So
Whatever the question is, he's going to give you the answer.